everybody, and we are back, everybody. Welcome back to Words with Wayman. I am your host, as always, Matt Wayman, coming back with Hot, Spicy, Sweet, Sour, Part 2, with local young man, comedian, boy, man boy of the world, Mr. Roger Stafford. Thank you for coming back. As always, follow us online at Words with Wayman on Twitter, Words with Wayman on Facebook. Like I said before, we kind of talking, you being kind of coming in with a different look at creative aspects because, you know, you're just kind of getting going to this game. You started when you were 17 for the first time, right? And you are how old now?
19.
19. So that's awesome. 2 years in, and I think we talked about it for a second before we started this, but a lot of the times when you're like talking to older people that have been doing comedy or any like creative thing, they're always like, have fun now, or like cherish these years, and you're talking about just wanting to be there like creatively, like making money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not even money. I look at where some of the, where somebody who's like 5 years in is at that point, how much they're in touch with their voice and stuff and that kind of thing. And that's where I want to be. I just don't want to have to, I don't know, I guess the struggle to write a joke never really changes, but I want to be at that point where I'm funny, because I'm not that funny.
No, I don't think. I mean, no, that's not. No, I think you're funny, but no, you're absolutely right. Of like wanting to be, just like the murderers, like you see a lot of times up here, because there's so many like really crazy good comics that you see that go up and will just bring a room down, but just do it from their voice and do something different too.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, wanting to be there.
Yeah, and I wanna be able to do that, I guess, and also not having a day job would be nice.
Yeah, that's maybe is that. So what would be? Yeah, I guess that's really tough because you can't jump that time. It is something that you know. The time is the struggle.
Learning process is still there, and I understand that. Yeah, that it's gonna. It takes years to get to that point. It takes hard work and that kind of stuff.
But I also looked at that as kind of like a cool thing too, because it's like if I do put the work in, then it should be rewarded. Or not should be rewarded, but I will get funnier.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's how I look at it. Is like it doesn't really matter what. Yeah, as long as I'm trying new stuff every night, and I try to always do a new joke every night and that kind of stuff. As long as I'm doing that, then I figure something must be happening. And I know I've seen some improvement, from the beginning. You see a difference.
I've definitely seen improvement. Just watching you go up at our mics and stuff like that and other mics. No, there absolutely is a lot of improvement that goes on. But I think it is kind of hard to see sometimes too, especially because you go up a lot. So from night to night and crowd to crowd, it's so different. It's like, especially at mics all the time, it's tough to know if something works or if you're getting better. Showcases, it's a lot easier because a lot of times more people are there to see the comedy.
Yeah, exactly. It can be tough to continue to keep performing for 5 people and stuff. Keep just performing for your peers.
Yeah, it's hard to just comedians when you start. A lot of times when you start comedy, if anybody out there that doesn't know, it's like you go to all these open mics and it's just the same people from hour to hour, from mic to mic, and especially in Denver right now when there's so many mics, there's 1 to 2 to 3 mics you can hit a night. You're just seeing these people all the time, and a lot of the time you're just performing to them every time, and it's you don't want to do a joke that they've heard 3 times that same night. It's kind of tough.
And that's where the drive comes from for me, I guess, is that like I gotta, like if I'm making my peers laugh at the open mic, that means I'm doing something new. That means that it's, because they're not going to laugh if they've seen it before, even if it's a good joke. Like if I've told it 3 times, it doesn't matter.
Because you hear a song and you're like, I enjoy that song just as much the second time, if not more the third time, for what it is. But with a joke, its shelf life is so tiny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have you had since you're like 2 years in, have you had the opportunity to do some showcases and shows like that?
Oh yeah. I've done pretty much all the local showcases at least once, I think.
Yeah, you've done Too Much Fun, right?
Yeah, I've done Too Much Fun 3 times.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, which is the best show in town. Check it out Wednesdays at the Deer Pile. Yeah. 10:30, run by the Fine Gentlemen's Club.
Yeah, they've been so cool to me. I got to do the New Faces and Necks contest, their parody contest. And then I did it in California when I took them out there.
Oh, cool.
And then I just did it a few weeks ago. Right after that, yeah.
And that's kind of one of the things, too, I think, when you start going around, especially in these comedy scenes, like that's like the epitome of the show that you kind of like start comedy. You're like, I want to do that show someday. And then it's so cool. Even like the little victories that happen. And stuff like that. I mean, that's 2 years. That's really short for being able to get on that show 3 times, and also
it's here's a weird fact though, is I've never done a full set on it. I did a 4-minute set, I've done a 5-minute set, and then the third time was they had me read an essay about what I learned on my trip with them to California. So that was the third time.
That's hilarious.
It was fun. Yeah, Sam told me, like, he was like, if you write an essay about it, I'll let you do the show. And I was like, okay. So I wrote an essay, and it was a lot of fun. It was a really cool writing process.
That's great, and I'm sure like people dug it a lot because it's so.
People loved it just because it was so. It was they introduced it as like, we're only letting this kid do the show because he wrote an essay, so people loved that, and that's
and the fact that they set it up like that, I think, is pretty cool too. So it's like it sets you up to do really well.
Yeah, exactly. No, they definitely made it easy on me, but it was still so much fun.
That's fun. I'm sure traveling out. I mean, I've been on the road with those boys too. It's always a good time.
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, I did. I tried a lot of new drugs with them.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, man. We went down south and same thing. It was just a booze fueled frenzy, just international waters wherever they go, which is great.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just seeing Sam open up and just all of them. Oh yeah, you can only do that, 3 to 18 times in your life if you want to come back alive.
I'll remember that.
No, but it's fun. I mean, we were
really
on the road
cool
for 17 days, and it was just like that.
Oh, that's crazy.
The best time ever.
Yeah. We did the 4 or 5 days in Humboldt in California for the Savage Henry Festival.
No, I heard that was an awesome time.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. It was awesome. It was cool to see people I've seen perform specifically in Denver perform outside of their comfort zone somewhere else. And it was cool just because you just get to see so many comics, and I mean, meeting so many people and seeing how big the comedy scene is nationally.
Oh yeah, seeing just really crushers from everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's cool, especially when I got a chance to go on tour when I was like really young, like 2 years in, and it was like the best thing because then it was like, this is what I want it to be like, This is what I want my life like, and then you see all those crushers and like this is what they're doing, and they're making livings off of it, and just having fun all of the time. But it's like, but especially, that's what comedy fests are at.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the festival is definitely a little different than I'm sure just a regular tour. Oh yeah, in some ways.
But a lot of tours these days, you put a festival in between them or something. You can tour around them, so it's just like a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Which is really, really fun, and a lot of these festivals are catering themselves towards comics that aren't repped and stuff like that, so it's kind of cool that everybody, regardless of what skill level you are, has chances to get in and do all these festivals that are just like a blast,
Yeah, exactly.
We're not making huge money off of them, but it's like you're just getting together to party for like a weekend with all these crazy people.
It was just a bunch of people getting together to have a good time for a weekend, and it was a lot of fun.
I heard the crowds up there were really fun too.
Yeah, no, it was great. They, I don't know, it surprised me a little bit. There was just a lot of people at every show, cool. And a lot of the Denver shows did really well, which was cool to see too, seeing how well our scene did.
Just how the comics did really well?
Yeah, the comics, but Too Much Fun was like one of the biggest shows on the festival that wasn't the headlining show.
Awesome.
And he wants them to come back next year to headline the festival, or do their show as the headlining show, And Zeke's show, Crushin' Roulette, that he did in Denver here for a little bit, that was another one that I heard was like one of the biggest shows. They're like, we want you back next year. You got to do that again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was cool to see. Yeah, the crowds were great. That's a good festival. It's a lot of fun.
And that's cool. The thing that shows that at least Denver's putting out different stuff than what everybody else is putting out, and also at a super high level.
Yeah, it's cool.
Which I think is why it's cool to be a part of the scene right now, especially to come up and have all these crushers around. Because I felt like when I moved out here a couple of years ago, it's either like when you come, the level of quality is so high that it's like you get better pretty quick, or like you just like write all the time to get better, or else you just like kind of have to stop because it's so hard. I feel like in some aspects too, because everybody's just like at least trying to. We're a lot more joke heavy than I feel like a lot of other towns are. Like we're joke.
That's what people say. Denver's the writers scene. That's what's important here. Yeah.
Because it's, but I think it is really important, especially not.
To me, that's all there is. I don't do improv, so that's not a part of riffing on stage isn't really a thing to me.
Yeah.
It's like I have to have the jokes.
I just think improv, helps write dialogue a little bit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, I think the more and more you get comfortable up there, the more and more you can make an observation in the moment, which is just being like a writer
Mm-hmm.
in the moment, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you can like kind of trust what you say, and you're just addressing that,
Mm-hmm.
trying to say something funny about it,
Yeah, exactly. Well, also having that stock of jokes, because I don't even, I have so many things written down. It's not, a lot of it's not even, a full joke. It might just be some line that I kind of like, some half-formed thought, but suddenly I've had moments on stage where that suddenly fits into something else that I didn't even expect to or realize until that moment.
Mm-hmm.
That thought I had written down a few months ago suddenly has something I can build around it, yeah.
No, definitely. That's the thing about writing consistently and making sure that it's something that you do every day. Because even if you're like, I don't want to write that day, and something you think nothing comes out of it, you're like, oh, this little piece from 3 months ago works. And
yeah, exactly.
I think it reinvigorates bits a lot of the times. Like I enjoy
really cool.
doing a joke, and it's like now I'll find like a better joke after it or something in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Find something different. No, that's cool. How do you write generally?
I just sit down. I put today's date on the page, and I write what happened today.
Nice. Do you have like a page, like 2 pages a day, or?
I don't have any. It varies, and then there are some days where I miss it, and I'm a dick, and I should. I don't write as much as I could, and I think that's what everybody says, though. But
yeah.
But I just write until I get something out. Try to, and it's I don't know. It works out most of the time. I like it a lot. I like just putting words on the page.
Oh, absolutely.
I try to write like a journal. Usually, I think that's where I find the most stuff.
Yeah, the honest stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then just try to build jokes around that or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually most of it comes from like a specific experience. So I'll write something happened to me, and then what's my opinion on that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, and then just distill it down into what you want to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I think that comes from a more personal space or place where it's always going to be you. It's not going to be like something I saw somebody else do or something that like just a stereotype or something like that.
I like writing that way. Sometimes, I don't know, I worry about it a little bit too because I don't want too many, I look at a page and I see a lot of eyes on the page.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe my ego is too much in this. Maybe I should be writing outside of that, but I don't know. It's the only way I know how to do it right now. So
yeah, and it's like you're gonna find that it's gonna change as you grow and get and do comedy more and more. It's just gonna naturally change.
Yeah,
I find a lot of times if people try to force it, it doesn't.
Exactly.
It's gonna come out as forced.
Exactly. You can't try too hard, basically.
No.
You kind of just have to let it be what it is.
No, I see some people just starting, like, if you're just thinking, like, he's thinking confident, or comics need to be confident, so it's just, like, it's way too much overconfidence, just forced confidence.
Exactly.
It's like, that doesn't work because it's just too forced and it's not you, so it's, just becoming yourself and not trying to force anything or write towards anybody too much, which is easy to do, and I find myself still doing it all the time.
Sometimes I confuse confidence with just yelling on stage. Like if I just raise my voice, I'm more, and that's not how it is.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
I just yell.
Well, it works within your personality and stuff, but yeah, if I just
I'm upset.
If I just raise my voice on stage, it's just like, why is he just screaming his jokes? How does that make them work better?
And then it doesn't feel right when you do it, I feel like, too, And you're like, why? Okay, now he is aggressive. Which I'm
exactly. Just telling his regular jokes, but louder.
Yeah, he really stepped that volume up. He's really making. I think he's doing something new. It was a little much, or something. That's the nicest compliment you can give after that. Yeah. What would be? We're getting somewhat down to the end here. Got a couple minutes left, but what would be? So, what in 5 years? What's your dream looking like? Or 10 years? What's your end game?
What
do you want to happen to you?
Yeah, that's a tough question. Because I try not to think about it too much. I guess I don't really want to have too many expectations, but I guess my goal is that I'm always happy doing it. I'm always having fun. I feel like if I'm not enjoying it, I have to stop.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing ever.
But
it's great that you'd say that for sure.
But I guess, I don't know, if I could have a bed and a place, a roof, and some food. As long as I can get to a point where I'm making enough that my bills are covered and I'm eating, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's cool
fantastic. Maybe you should, start a podcast.
You think that's what I need? That's a little boost it.
Like you make a microphone in your own. You just hand make a microphone. The podcast is how you make all the money. That's the only way I afford this apartment. The zebra head came with this podcast as well. So
this podcast paid for the zebra head.
No, I think you're 200% right that the day that you stop having fun, you should stop.
Yeah,
and I see people quitting comedy all the time, and
I have respect for that. If you're saying like, yeah, this just isn't for me, that's great,
dude. If I could quit, I would. You know what I mean? That's the way I kind of look at it. It's like if you can quit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If I could go have a regular job, and make my parents happy and stuff, that'd be great.
Wouldn't that be fantastic?
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
It's
not the way
a
it
choice,
works.
really.
No.
Cool. Well, you get it. If you want to get our stuff, check us out on the Twitters at Words with Wayman on Twitter. If you want on Facebook at Words with Wayman as well. I want to thank Roger Stafford.
Thank you
for stopping by. Once again, give your stats again. They can hit you up. They can send you a letter, a handwritten letter.
Do you want my phone number? Maybe that'd be the easiest way. I honestly don't even check Facebook that much.
Yeah, he doesn't check Facebook, so don't hit him up there, guys. Check him out. All the open mics in Denver, though, 5280comedy.com. Thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank everybody for listening, guys. We will see you all soon.
This was fun.